Russell T Davies and Nikuti Gatwa have gone out and tried to reassure everybody that everything's just fine. There's nothing wrong with Doctor Who. Don't worry. We're doing our best, and everybody loves it. We're going to be here for the long run. Now, in the midst of this is the little elephant in the room that Season 3 has not been greenlit, which they say is totally normal. We're just waiting for Season 2 to get out there. And that seems to be the way that streaming actually works at this point, is they do greenlight about 2 seasons at a time. It started with Netflix, really. Netflix would commission a season, but they would split it in half to make it 2 seasons. So it looks like 2 seasons, so it looks like it lasts 2 years. And they'd give it kind of 2 years to catch on to see just how those streaming ratings picked up over time. And then that's kind of been copied by a lot of the industry, I think. And if you look at the way that Nikuti Gatwa's Doctor Who's been, there 8 episodes instead of what used to be 14 or 16 episodes per season, it looks like they did just that. This quote, 1 season is really, or 2 seasons is really just one that is split in half with a couple of Christmas specials thrown in there. And so I think they were given this amount of lead time to generate interest, and that things are not looking good for the Doctor Who. Obviously, we have seen that the ratings for this season 1 were abysmal, the lowest in Doctor Who history. They keep on gaslighting fans about it, and they keep on gaslighting fans about this, whether there's a season 3 actually happening, which we'll get into this news in just a moment, because it looks like the BBC is putting the kibosh on even talking about it and pretending that there is a season 3 happening, which is really, really funny. This could spell the end of this era of Doctor Who. We'll get into the news in just a moment. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here, guys, as we talk about all things in science fiction. That is our purview here. I'm a professional science fiction author. I appreciate you guys for being there. And I've got a great trilogy. This is a spy thriller in space. And if you enjoy Doctor Who, if you enjoy the good writing for some of those space episodes that they have, you will really much enjoy this. Grab the whole book of the whole trilogy, rather, of the Eurasian War here, as it picks up into a beautiful, beautiful series where it really pays off well. Grab this on Amazon today and support our channel. We've got it on ebook, print, and audio for you. This is designed for science fiction fans who love Doctor Who love like the good writing of like Babylon 5 back in the day. And we're going to be building this universe going forward. I'm actually almost wrapping up a new book in this universe, which spins out of this, which I'm thrilled about. So yes, if you like that sense of wonder Doctor Who used to have, that sense of exploration, you will love my series. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. It's in the description below, along with my other links, including a newsletter, which you can grab as well. So I don't lose you guys if there's any deplatforming problems, because you know these people mass report us all the time. Now, this is pretty interesting. I was reporting early on that there were rumors of Doctor Who's cancellation even before Season 1 hit the air. Like, they knew this was going to be a failure. They knew that they were pushing an agenda over the storytelling, and they were going out there bragging about it. If you remember, I know the internet has a short lifespan for memory, but they were going out there bragging that, Doctor Who fans would not like this. Russell T Davies literally said that if you're into the science fiction elements of it, this is going to upset you because it's going to be much more fantasy oriented. And he did things that just didn't make sense within the Doctor Who lore mythos across the whole season. We don't need to go over that. I've got reviews of almost every episode of the season on the channel. If you guys want to find the detailed reviews of those, absolute train wreck. Then we had Gatwa go out there and say that the fans are racist, and he's getting so many racist attacks, trying to play that victim card just like always, and then told fans not to watch the show. It was one of the most absurd things I've ever seen done, and the fans just said, okay, we won't. So with that coming into mind, it premiered with a very low premiere. It ended with some of the lowest ratings ever, even that 2-part ending that tried to explain all the mysteries they set up. They teased perhaps bringing back Susan, the Doctor's granddaughter from the original show, which they're still teasing, by the way. I think that's going to happen in Season 2. I think that's going to be their stopgap to try to connect things to the original show as best as possible for some nostalgia bait. I'm not looking forward to that personally, because every nostalgia bait thing they've done so far has just ruined the characters. I mean, you saw what they did to Sutek, the old villain, and it was just terrible. Okay, So this is the setting that we have for Doctor Who and where it's gone. Now, they've gone and done interviews since this saying, oh, yeah, the ratings weren't where we expected it to be. And they kept on saying, but it was great with the young demographic. So they don't give those numbers, of course, but they basically claim that because the percentage of viewers of the younger demographic is higher than before, even though the ratings are about half, that's a good thing for some reason. Even though I don't know any younger demographic who's really watching this, there's very little discussion of the show from what I'm seeing compared to back in the day. It seems like they've lost a lot of their audience. They also go out and they gaslight and say that, oh, those ratings that you see, those don't paint the real picture. Streaming is really not matter. Yeah, right. We don't buy that whatsoever at this point. So we'll see what happens at this juncture, right? Now, Gatwa went on the Graham Norton show on the BBC and started talking about how season 3 is going to be filming very, very soon. Now, season 2 was filmed far in advance. They've been ready with this, even though it's launching next year. And it has not been greenlit for a season 3. Russell T Davies has gone out and said it's pretty normal, like until season 2's over, not to be greenlit for that. Which, again, just lends to my theory that season 1 and 2 was really just one season that they split, if you think about it. Because why would you have done all that filming and had all that ready to go for multiple years ahead of time? Now, through this, there's been rumors about different cast members exiting and the like, even before the show started. Millie Gibson was said to have her exit, and she is getting her exit. I guess she's going to appear a couple times in this season, but she's not the companion anymore. She's gone. And so she went out quickly. I also heard rumors that Gatwa was going to be gone pretty quickly too. And I posted those and talked about them. I actually got an email from Bad Wolf Productions saying that I was wrong and that Gatwa is contracted through 2029. So on the Bad Wolf end of things, he does have a contract through 2029 if they make shows, right? But if they don't make shows and this does get canceled, that contract doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot. So they wanted him, the gay black doctor, to be their like big star for a long, long time. They were hoping that people would just accept it, that they'd just go for it. And they pushed too hard with their agenda is what it come down to. So on this Graham Norton show, he actually went out and he said, it's all going well. We did the second series this year. The Christmas special is coming up. We're filming a third series next year. So it's been confirmed that this is going to be happening, right? And there's been no announcement, no confirmation. Russell T Davies has said that they don't know, right? Fans were relieved, haters harumphed, and then guess what? Yes. Well, there's not many fans. Bleeding Cool is such a shill organization. When Graham Norton aired on Friday night, they cut the bit where he mentioned it would be filming season 3 in 2025. This is pretty wild that this was cut because this information had already gotten out there, and now it's gone. It leads me to believe that the BBC's like, no. You're not going out there and saying we're filming in 2025 when we have not greenlit a show or anything like that. This lends me to believe that like they're leaning towards cancellation, that Doctor Who is maybe going to be gone. This is something that's a big, big deal. Cutting something out of a show that's been pre-recorded that they said like this is crazy. And as much as they say the renewal's uncertain again, I think it's worse than that. It's kind of crazy. To cut this, if they really thought that they were going to be filming in 2025, they would have just let this go out and let everybody talk about this. And like I said, that information was already out there. Like I saw earlier a bunch of news websites shilling and saying that 2025 was for sure going to happen. And obviously, there's no reason to worry and that this is just an assuaging of everybody's fears on that level. But it looks like because of the dismal ratings, because these episodes cost a hell of a lot to produce. I mean, if you look at it, the budget's gone through the roof compared to old Doctor Who episodes. They are really pulling out the stops, and it's not working. And because Russell T Davies is so insufferable, and Gatwa was so insufferable that the fans don't like it in general, they know that this is a bad investment. And with Disney actually involved, Disney kind of is in a precarious situation where they're kind of finally forced to have to turn a profit because they've been just hammered on Star Wars and hammered on the MCU with a bunch of failing shows. They can't invest in things like this going forward, which leaves the BBC to, are they going to pick this up just to have another failed show and have a write-off? I doubt it at this point. And it looks really, really bad for what they're doing now. Oh, well. We'll follow this as it goes along, and whether there's a cancellation or not, I'm sure they'll look for some ratings in season 2, and they're going to be worse than this last season. I will bet my life on that. And there's no reason to pick it up at the end of the day. So that's why they cut this. This is a big deal. And shooting off his mouth when he shouldn't have is kind of just what this whole show's been about the last few years, hasn't it? That's what these people have done. They hate the fans, and the fans hate them. We want it gone. We need a whole reboot of this thing at this juncture. Otherwise, there's no point to Doctor Who. And couldn't happen to a nicer bunch. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Please check out my books on Amazon. If you're a sci-fi fan, you're going to love this. It's in the description below. Thank you guys so much for reading.